Alright, what's good? Black Ops Grief here. Today we're going to be talking about the 4 elemental signs, alright? So, why 4 elemental signs? Because they correspond to the 12 Zodiac signs. And it's way easier to basically read people and, tell the difference between people with 4 different signs than 12 different Zodiac signs, right? So, the faster you learn this and the faster you read this, basically the faster you're going to start reading people, alright? So, let's hop into it. Let's start off with the top element, the most important element, air, okay? The uppermost element of them all. Air is basically represented with a triangle with the cross at the top of it. You see every other element has its corresponding symbol with the triangle. Also, air represents east, the direction of east, alright? This is why hurricanes and tornadoes always happen in fucking the east, right? Wind, air. Basically, we need air that blows, okay? Air that blows, fire that glows, water that flows, earth that grows, okay? So they all have their corresponding function to the Earth's properties. Anyways, air is Gemini, Libra, and Aquarius. Basically, the air is all about, communication and protection. Because what do you hear when the wind's blowing? You hear, right? You don't see it, you hear it, and you feel it. When you feel it, you're being protection. It means protection. You're being protected. When you hear it, is communication. You're hearing the wind. You're listening to what it's saying, and you're listening to it talk and all that stuff, right? Basically, the air signs, they seek knowledge. The reason they seek knowledge is because they're dominated by communication. They're dominated in, speaking. So anything to do with transferring of the knowledge, obtaining knowledge, all of that stuff, that's their goal. That's their mission, okay? That's their innermost, purpose is to, find as much knowledge as they can. Let's go to fire, okay? Fire is represented by Aries, Leo, and Sagittarius. Fire... The 2 words that represent fire are action and passion. Fire is the most intense element of these 4 that you see here. It's also represented by just the triangle. And what do fire signs really seek? They seek adventure. They seek adventure because what does fire do? It grows. It fucking keeps going. It goes fucking just keeps going. This is basically what the fire signs want to do. They just want to keep going and keep going and keep going. They don't want to be contained. They don't want to be contained. If they are contained, the flame will die out. The light will die out. The soul will die out. Okay, so they cannot be contained for too long or else they will die out. I'm telling you right now. This is the nature of the fire sign, because the way that the element actually is the way that, these people are acting. These people are made up of this element. This is why they're acting like this, They're acting like the fire. They're acting like the air, alright? They seek adventure. They seek thrills. They seek anything to do with creativity, energetic, energy, passion, any of that kind of stuff, right? So you can tell a fire sign when they're very talkative, very intense, very aggressive, very, overly sexual, any of those. That would be a fire sign for sure, alright? Let's move on to water, okay? Water's got the upside down triangle. Water is in west. Alright, I forgot to mention, fire is in south, my bad. Fire is in south, which is why it's hot in the south, okay? Water is west side, water side, whatever you want to call it. Basically, water is Cancer, Scorpio, and Pisces. Water is the most unique, in my opinion. It's the most different of any of these 3 elements, okay? It's the most different because water is more light, okay? It's more light and less dense, so... This allows more room for more spiritual paths, which is empathy and psychic abilities, okay? So the 2 things that describe water are empathetic and psychic. Anyone who's a water sign has a little bit of psychic in them. That's just the way that, the water signs are. They're very psychic. They're very prone to, they're very prone to deja vu, crazy dreams, all that stuff. And they could feel emotions on a different level, okay? Their life is based around emotion. Every sign has its corresponding, energy. Water has emotional energy. Fire having physical energy. Air having mental energy. Earth having then spiritual energy, right? So these are the different energies of the different signs. And water is with being the emotional energy, the thing that they seek the most is depth. They seek, love, secrets, deepness, They seek long-lasting relationships. They seek all of that stuff, right? And a few more things that I could, pop on down about water real quick while I got my book with me right here, you know, water represents, fluidity. All right, so just going with the wave, going with the flow, going with the motion. They're very adaptable, very adaptable. Unlike the fire sign, which is not adaptable, the water sign is. All right, and the water sign is more about privacy. The water sign is really about privacy. They're very private people in general. Thus being determined by the moon sign. The moon sign is very private in general, also representing emotions and everything. And the moon actually affecting the water's tides has something to do with this, right? So this energy is very feminine energy, as you can already tell, The water sign is a feminine, is a feminine energy overall. What else has to do with water? You could say secrets because of that privacy, and you could also say, sex because of that, also that private lifestyle, of whoever their sexual partner will be. They're very, intimate. They're very deep when it comes to relationships, anything of that sort. They're very deep, hence the element water, right? So it's very crazy how this all actually works out, how the elements all actually correspond to everyone. And it actually does work like that. It's pretty gnarly, but let's move on to Earth, all right? Earth is the most down-to-earth sign, the most grounded sign, the most, they seek stability. They seek stability. So what this means is they want they need somewhere to live. They want somewhere to live safe, secure, happily. Why the fuck do I keep dropping this shit? No problems, all right? They want just peace, tranquility, bliss. Taurus, Virgo, and Capricorn, these are the earth signs. So the two words that represent earth signs are growth and strength. You can really tell an earth sign by how they act towards the third dimension. If they're very third dimensional, very physical oriented, very earth oriented, very down to earth, any of that stuff, that is definitely an earth sign because they love crystals, they love any objects, any material objects. They can fall in love with materials, right? They're a very materialistic people, hence the name Earth, right? And basically, also the sign for Earth is, or the direction for Earth is north. So, North Pole, whatever. But yeah, what else can I talk about Earth? Earth also has to do with work. Alright, so hard work especially. Hard work, physical work, labor, whatever you want to call it, right? These other signs aren't that prone to that lifestyle, of physical work. Earth signs, on the other hand, are very prone to physical labor, physical work. They're not prone to it, but they're very, adaptable and very, very inspired by it. They don't have a problem with working that much, They really don't have that much of a problem with working. Also, values, all right? Values. Earth people, they have their morals, they have their values, like their home, their family, their assets, whatever it is, okay, whatever it may be, they have values. They value certain things more than these other signs would. Alright, these other signs are more focused and determined on themselves and the inside of themselves and the people around them. The earth signs are more determined on where they are, who, how, just where they are pretty much. They want to always be in a safe place, in an enjoyable environment. It's all about, that's what it is for Earth, right? Environment, okay? They're very into the environment, right? They're very into that, hence the Earth sign. So, you could, just by me telling you guys these 4 different signs, alright? You should now be able to identify one of these signs based off of these couple words, because these signs act way differently, They act way differently, and there's combinations, there's combinations just how earth and water, just how the rain feeds the plants, and the plants grow. So water and earth signs do get along, actually. They do get along. That's why I put them next to each other, right? They do get along just like how the rain and the plants get along, right? So water and earth signs usually get along. They usually do. Fire and air signs usually get along, alright? They actually most always get along because fire needs oxygen, aka air, to even exist in the first place, right? So this is why they get along, because fire needs air, just like how earth needs water. You see? Do you get it? Do you get it now? Do you get how the certain elements have certain connections with each other by default? Okay? This is not, no accident. This is how it's supposed to be. This is how the universe was made. This is how the universe was created, right? So let's get into let's see if I can throw a little bit more up for you guys to identify with. So I would just say, air to breathe. We need air to breathe, fire to keep warm, water to drink, earth to live on, right? So these are the 4 basic functioning elements, You can mix these elements, you'll get different responses, different, combustions, whatever you want to call them. Like you mix, like water with air, you get evaporation. You mix, fucking earth with water, I think you get lava, right? Or no, I don't fucking know. Okay, I'm not that smart. You might get lava, right? But basically, that's pretty much it. Like, honestly, that's pretty much it. There's some more I could get into, but I would have to really get into it, really get down and dirty. I don't think you guys are really ready for that. But yes, okay. So water and earth, we get mud. Okay, this is what water and earth will create. Water and earth create mud. Earth and water create clouds. Earth and fire create lava. Fire and air create combustion. Okay, so that's how the elements interact with each other, And, air is the gentle breeze that creates movement, uplifts movement. Air people will always be moving around, always be talking. Just how I said, protection, communication, touching, and speaking. Air people will always be talking and moving. This is how you can easily identify them, alright? Earth people will always be grounded to their roots, okay? They'll always be doing the root of whatever, that it is. They're very connected to earthly things, like animals, fucking, whatever the fuck it is. Earthly things, they're very connected to, Fire. Energy, vibrant bursts with passion, creativity, and action. These are the people that bring ideas to life. These are people that actually put the work in, put the act in, all that stuff, right? And, water to ebb and flow, bringing the current of emotions. So this is why they act so emotional. This is why the moon is based with emotion. It's why the moon determines the waves, the tidal wave, not the tidal waves, the fucking current, all that shit, right? So this is why, it's because it's very emotional, the element with the water, right? It's very intuitive, very flow-like, going with the flow, going with the earth cycle, okay? So, yeah, that's pretty much it. I mean, we could touch on one more thing. Bonding with the elements, right? So how could you bond with these? If you are one of these signs, what else could you do, to get closer to your sign? Alright, well, I'm telling you guys right now, if you are an air sign, okay? If you are an air sign and you wanted to bond with the element air and become closer to it, and so you could depend on it, and it could depend on you, basically, just go take a walk on a windy day. That's all you gotta do. Take a walk on a windy day. While you're on that walk, just talk to the air. Listen to what it's saying. See if you can make out what it's saying, what it's trying to communicate. Obviously, it's not English, but you gotta understand where it's coming from. You gotta understand the earth frequency, the air frequency, the air vibration. What it's trying to communicate with you, okay? What it's trying to communicate. So, yeah, talk to the wind, talk to the air, whatever you want to do. This is how you're gonna get the air to like you more and be more in favor of you, okay? Also, what you could also do to bond with the element is sit in front of a fan. Okay, sit in front of a fan. If you don't have a windy day, you could just literally sit in front of a fan. That would be the same exact thing, okay? Let's move on to fire. How could you bond with fire? All you gotta do to bond with fire is meditate with a candle. You gotta just meditate with the candle, that's it. All you gotta do is, you can either candle gaze, look at the light, or you could just meditate with one, that's it, in the darkness, you don't have to, put it all up to your face or anything. The other way, there's another way to, drink a hot beverage. That's another way to bond with the fire element, is drink a hot beverage, because fire is hot. anything that is hot will have to do with the element of fire. So if you're drinking a hot beverage, you're basically, you're basically paying your appreciation towards the element, and it's going to recognize, it's going to pick up on that. All right, how could you bond with water? All you gotta do is take a long shower or a bath. Take a long shower or a bath. Just take a fucking long shower or a bath. Basically, talk to the water, understand the water. Water actually has consciousness. It has memory. It has value. It has depth. It has, all that shit. So talk to the water, listen to the water, communicate with the water, appreciate the water, all of this stuff, and you will be surprised. You will be surprised. Let's get to Earth, alright? Yeah. Earth basically just, take a walk in nature, that's it. If you could just take a walk in nature and just recognize nature for what it is, and that the Earth is nature and nature is Earth, and that you are one and you are one with the universe and all is one with one, then yeah, if you can understand that, then you could become one with Earth, okay? Basically, becoming one with Earth is going for a walk in nature, picking flowers. If you pick flowers, you can do that. Talk to flowers, talk to trees, tree hugging, grounding, meditating, anything of that sort will ground you to the earth. Will keep you with the earth's frequency, earth's vibration, okay? So, with that being said, I think that's all I need to pretty much cover in today's, elemental sign video. If you guys liked it, hit a like and, hit the like button. Spent a lot of time on this. Tried doing this video a couple times, but finally got it. So I'm gonna do another video on this for sure. But yeah, love you guys. Have a good ass one. Experience pure tranquility. Pure bliss, pure love. All right, that's all we need. That's all this world functions on. All right, they're trying to flip that around. They're trying to make it the opposite of what it actually is. They're trying to make you what you're not. So stay together. Don't be throwing up this. This means separate. Throw up this. This means together. So love you guys. Thanks for watching my video.